guys, Spinobi here bringing you another LTP episode. This is going to be episode 7. This one is going to be about age and maturity. This is, of course, as it relates to the Pokemon community. Pretty much how this is a controversial issue, or perhaps an issue worth noting, worthy of an episode, is, first of all, it's on multiple levels, really. First of all, people think that Pokemon is a game designed for younger children, a game that is utilized by younger children, and, basically those that are outside of its, domain of influence really, think it's more of a younger-themed type game. And they're right in the sense that it is geared towards younger people. Obviously it's cartoony, the graphics, the age of the main character in the past was like 10 or something. I think that's how old Ash was. And, these aspects combined, I can easily see how that would lead people to believe that it is very much geared towards a younger crowd and audience. Now, as a player in the competitive scene myself, and I'm sure many of you are as well, we all know that there is another level to it. There is something deeper and beyond that basic childlike, sense of wonder of gotta catch 'em all. It's more like gotta engineer the best team and kick people's asses. I don't even know, but basically, you can utilize different move combinations, the tier lists, that all the Smogonites came up with. I know that they get bashed sometimes for being unoriginal and stuff like that, but I really actually appreciate all the hard work that Smogon has put into making the game more competitive, because I am very much a competitive gamer. I like things like Guitar Hero, Halo 3, Super Smash Bros. Melee. I'm not as much of a just straight RPG. I'm not as much of a Final Fantasy and stuff like that kind of person. I'm, very much more of a competitive gamer, a skill comparison type gamer. So I do really appreciate that, and I definitely think that age is something that is misconstrued by the general public about this game, and it's something that if you're more public with your hobbies, if you are more open about the kind of things that you invest your time in, people might misjudge you and mislabel you. And I think that's something that a lot of us may or may not run into. Me personally, I just don't care. I have no problem admitting to my friends or my peers or my whatever that I play Pokemon. I love it. I am a leader of a Yu-Gi-Oh team. I love that. And yeah, I just like card games. I like Pokemon games. I like, competitive things. I like strategic things. And in a lot of ways, you can relate Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And things like that to chess, which is something that would be a lot more respected and seen as more mature. So I'd love to know how you guys have dealt with that, how people have perhaps mislabeled or misinterpreted you and your hobbies, what you think about the perception of Pokemon as it relates to age and maturity of its players. And then, that is just the first level, or a level perhaps I should say, of what this topic is really about. Another is age and maturity as it relates to the players that actually do participate in the competitive scene. And by that I mean, me myself, as I've said before, I am a 21-year-old male, and I know actually quite a few people that are older than me that are still into the Pokemon scene. I'm not sure. Killer Nacho might be older than me. I think he said he was like a senior in college, and I'm only going to be a junior, so he's probably older than me. I know Sasha, aka Frosty Pixie, has like 3 children. She's, a fully grown woman. Sykes84 is an older guy. I think he's like 20. I don't know how old he is. Late 20s, I think 28, 26. I don't really remember. And I know that there's other guys out there, other guys, gals, whomever, whatever gender, that are of a little bit older, of a little different generation even, that really can still find the same amount of enjoyment and prosperity in the game as us. Us meaning the younger crowd, although I'm not exactly necessarily the younger crowd. Um, but yeah, what I'm trying to get to here is that there's also a lot of younger players. I mean, I've seen people on YouTube channels say, "Hey, I'm 12, blah 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 blah. I'm so and so, and I am in middle school, and blah blah blah." And I'm not, dissing on anyone that's, younger. That's cool and everything. I respect everyone and stuff, but definitely the younger crowd that has not necessarily gone through puberty, that hasn't, there's a lot of chemical changes in your brain that make you a very different person as you, mature through adolescence. And I mean, people of a younger age are not necessarily at the same mental capacity, mental level as those that have, grown a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and round it off to say maybe even like 17, 18. I mean, there's a lot of life changes that go through these stages, that affect who you are as a person. And why this is even relevant, why even bring this up, is because I don't just play Pokemon just to battle people. I mean, a lot of these guys I talk to on Skype and MSN and AIM and all that kind of stuff, T-Flare, and if you're talking to a younger person who maybe you cannot relate with as well because they haven't been through some of the same life experiences, they just are not quite at the same level as you. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm not saying, younger people are stupid or anything like that. It is a purely, it's a biological, physiological thing. I mean, you can try to say, "Oh, I'm very mature for my age, blah 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 blah," even though I'm like, 12 or 14, and that's cool. Maybe you are, but that doesn't change the fact that there are still chemical changes that go through the body, go through the mind, hormonal changes and all that kind of stuff that are going to change who you are as a person, make you, a little bit of a different level. That's the best way I can think to say it. I'm not, a sex ed teacher. I'm not a science, anatomy, whatever teacher. But that's definitely one thing. And then, even more so than that, that's not even the biggest issue here of as far as maturity goes. There's mental maturity. I mean, there are people that are my age that are still like herpa-derpa boobs, herpa-derpa, and it's like, oh my god, really, dude? Like, come on now. Like, some people are just ridiculous. And we all know this. I mean, it's the internet. Come on now. It's not even just a YouTube thing. It's not a Pokemon thing. It's an internet thing. It's actually just a life thing. In real life, there are people like that too, now that I think about it. But on the internet especially, you run into them. And it's just interesting how maturity and age, can be seen and demonstrated throughout the game. One thing that usually differentiates people in my mind as far as maturity goes, even though this isn't always the best way to judge someone, is grammar. Simple grammar. I mean, I know that there are very intelligent people out there that are just lazy and just, type whatever, and they're talking to so many people they just don't give a crap. And I can actually usually tell who those people are, so I'm, whatever. But, I mean, people that don't know where to place a comma, people that don't know the difference between your and your, people that don't know the difference between their theirs, they don't know the difference between, like, other common grammatical things. These are things that usually people that have gone through, high school, I would hope know. So that's usually one of the first markers to me to say, oh, perhaps this person is, I don't know, a little bit younger. But I would say the majority of the Pokemon community is in like the 16 to 20 range, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong there. And I would say I can still, get along and socialize and have intelligent discussion with people of that age group. And I'm sure there are some, younger people that are still completely sociable and intelligent and all that good stuff. I'm definitely not trying to knock on anybody here. I am, if anything, I would be trying to get at the people whose mental maturity is a bit lower scale. People that just, I I don't even know. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about here. I don't want to discuss this ad nauseum and ad nauseum, however you say that word. But what do you guys think about age and maturity as it relates to the Pokemon community, as it relates to the Pokemon metagame? How has it affected you? What have you seen? What are your experiences? Um, how old are you? If you don't think that's too personal of a question, go ahead and post. I'm familiar with a lot of the people that watch these videos and have been commenting on my channel. I might even be surprised to find out that some of you are a little bit younger or a little bit older. Most of the people I talk to and hear from seem like pretty reasonable, sensible people, and I think it's an aspect of humanity in general to um, put the default of how you view others as yourself, if that makes sense. So if I just see someone type and they sound kind of like a normal person, I'd be like, oh, they're probably a white guy around 20. That maybe that sounds like a wrong thing to do, but that's just kind of, I think, a default thing to do for most people, at least in my experience. So yeah, like I said, tell me what you guys think about all the shit I already said. And be on the lookout for more LTP episodes, as well as my Pokemon 101 series, as well as narrative Wi-Fi battles. And I just reached 300 subscribers. Hope you guys saw the special. So thank you everyone so much for that. And yeah, catch you guys in the next video. So peace out.